Pterodactyl or flying dinosaur or a bird. I'm Jonathan Whitcomb, August 23rd, 2023. So this time we're going to go into a little bit about misidentification possibilities, because I know there have been at least a few, very few, but they are misidentifications of a person saying, well, he or she thought they saw a Ropen or a flying dinosaur, pterodactyl, pterosaur, but it turned out to be only a frigatebird, which is an oceanic bird. Well, there's a problem with that if you try to apply it throughout all the sightings we have. For example, over the past 20 years, I've received eyewitness sighting reports from every continent on the planet except the polar region. The Antarctica is, don't have many people living there. But I have received eyewitness sighting reports, hundreds of reports from all over the world, even hundreds of reports just from the United States alone. And many of these reports do not correlate well at all with the idea of a misidentified frigatebird. I've actually got some video footage of frigatebirds a few years ago when I was in the Caribbean. But now, what is the reason why this just doesn't stand up? Well, for one thing, it's the statistics. If you look at the statistics of how many reports we get from different parts of the world, particularly in the United States, what states do you think have the most number of sightings? And now I'm talking in terms of in proportion to human population. If you consider the number of people that are living in a particular state, the more people you have, the more likely it is somebody's going to see something unusual. Just statistics of number of persons outside looking around and seeing something outside. Well, Kansas is close to number one. It's a huge percentage of the sightings are in Kansas when you consider human population. And how does that make sense in terms of a frigatebird, an oceanic bird? Why would oceanic birds that generally are only seen over the ocean or close to the ocean at the seashore be congregating over Kansas? It doesn't make sense. And actually the sightings themselves also point to this being not a good interpretation for apparent pterosaur sightings, or the potential for real living modern pterosaurs that people see around the world. For example, many of the reports, including those in Kansas, are very large flying creatures, much larger than frigatebirds. Huge. Some of them their ranges from a few feet to about 50 feet or close to 50 feet perhaps. But many of these sighting reports, when they estimate the wingspan, are between 10 feet and 25 feet. That doesn't correspond with the frigatebird. And also a long horn-like structure coming out the back of the head, or a long tail with a flange at the end of the tail. It just doesn't make sense. So I think we need to dispense with this idea that a significant number of apparent pterosaur sightings are actually frigatebirds. Thank you.